Growing concerns about federal immigration enforcement in Austin have city leaders looking for clearer direction on how to respond. 5 city council members recently wrote a memo to city manager T.C. Broadnax asking him to consider new protocols and policies aimed at protecting free speech and civil rights of people in Austin. The memo also calls for, quote, no more secret police, and asks Broadnax to explore banning facial coverings on law enforcement officers working in the city. For more on this, our local government reporter Sam Stark is here with Mayor Pro Tem and District 4 City Council Member Jose Chito Vela. Sam?
Thanks, Laura. And Mayor Pro Tem Vela, thank you for being with us. First, tell us why you and your colleagues decided to write this memo.
One of the main concerns driving the memo is what happens if 1,000, 2,000 ICE agents were to descend on Austin, and are we ready for that? Are we prepared for that, especially as a city? And that's what especially I was thinking. We want to make sure that we've talked about it internally. Is our police department ready? Because as we've seen in other cities, there's going to be conflict between federal immigration agents and people and protesters out there trying to disrupt and inform on the movements of ICE agents. One of the other major concerns that I've heard is from small business owners, construction sites and restaurants. Do I have to let ICE into my kitchen if they show up at my restaurant? Do I have to let them into my construction site, a closed construction site, if they show up? Those are the kinds of questions we want to work through and be ready for if and when ICE shows up. And then finally, the district attorney came out with a statement talking about how federal agents are not immune to prosecution. I mean, there's a high bar to it, no question about that. And so we want also APD to be ready to collect and transfer any necessary information about any allegations of criminal violations by federal agents to the district attorney. So it's, again, in preparation for worst case outcomes that we're all hoping do not actually happen.
And what are some of the main points in the memo?
Yeah. Well, one of them, and to me, I think long-lasting, is the education of both our immigrant community and the education of our business community. The business community is getting, they're sending a lot of questions to us and to other organizations, civil rights organizations, about, again, what do I do if immigration agents show up at my workplace wanting to just inspect without a warrant? Those are the kinds of questions that are out there. We need to help our community understand those situations and answer those questions and be legally prepared if and when the immigration agents show up and are again entering private property without a warrant. I think long term, that is a really important component. The city has provided a lot of money for immigration legal services and know your rights clinics and those kinds of things. We need to do more of it. We need to kind of step up our game and not just reach out to the immigrant community, but also talk to the business community as well about their rights. Another important aspect is the face coverings. The face coverings are really problematic with regard to law enforcement using them in kind of this anonymous police force, unidentified police force. So we're looking at that. Do we as a city have any authority to regulate face coverings on other law enforcement, on federal law enforcement? I know Washington State and California have both passed laws with regard to that. And so asking our law department to look to see, is there any room here? What can we do, if anything? And then finally, I think getting our police ready for de-escalation tactics. We've already seen multiple deaths from ICE agents interacting with the general public, with sometimes not even protesters, but I think about the kid, I mean, he was 19 or so, a young man down in South Padre Island who was killed at some random traffic stop, which we're not even sure what happened. Just making sure that our police department is ready to respond to those situations and to de-escalate them so that no one gets hurt.
Yeah. On the question of authority, how much currently does the city of Austin have to intervene in federal immigration operations? I know a law was passed several years ago that prevents local police departments from stopping officers from contacting ICE.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have very little authority with regard to immigration enforcement, in terms of what the city can do to stop, to prevent. And let's put SB 4, which was a state law that limits our authority even further. Let's put that to the side for a second. Even without SB 4, the city has very little ability to interfere, impede immigration enforcement officers, or for that matter, federal law enforcement, period. In many different ways, we're trying to make sure that Austin is as pro-immigrant of a city as it possibly can be, given both the state and federal laws.
Yeah. Well, we'll look forward to seeing the response from the city manager. Mayor Pro Tem Vela, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment below to let us know your thoughts on this video. And don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Austin Insight for free in the PBS app.